Hello, sir.
Shaking people.
Hello, sir.
What's going on, man?
What's up? I'll hop over here.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice. I got the same thing going on.
All kinds of kids' contraptions to strap them down.
Contraptions and name it.
Exactly.
So happy tax day to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody do their taxes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a while ago for me, but
I did mine about 15 hours ago.
Saturday I did mine.
Nice. Well, we welcome everyone to a wonderful tax day of the commute.
yep, where I will be your driver.
I will be your passenger.
I will be your hitchhiker.
All right.
Nice. Picking up hitchhikers left and right.
Right. Well, just me. So. Makes me feel important.
Yeah.
So I was looking on, see if I could find anything interesting about taxes, being that it's a wonderful tax day. I figured I'd look into some tax deductions that you can come across.
Okay.
You can have your kids or your own music lessons be tax deductible because you can say that it is good for their health, such as if they play any kind of wind instrument. You can say it's good for their teeth. Orthodontists say it's good to help straighten out teeth.
Okay.
So you can do that. If they play the piano, they might have some kind of issue with their fingers or, some kind of arthritis going on. That's good for their arthritis. As long as you say that, you're good. You can write it off. Anything really that would benefit your health. You have a swimming pool, you have a bad back,
Really?
Written off.
you write off your swimming pool.
Wow.
Write off your chemicals, write off part of your electric bill.
So you've been doing that. You got the pool in the back.
I have the pool. I haven't been doing that, but all of a sudden my back doesn't feel so good. I may have to do an amendment here before midnight to my taxes. That's a good chunk of change, man.
Taxes.
That is a huge chunk of change. So did everybody get back this year?
Yeah, a little bit. Something like that.
Yeah, I did. I usually do. I don't. Mine's so simple. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just straightforward.
Well,
It's-
child tax credit helps for
That
us
helps.
people with kids.
A
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
That
I mean,
helps a lot.
that makes up any difference in between. So.
This was the first year in 6 years that I got anything back.
Jeez.
I've been owing for one reason or another. It seems like it's usually a different thing, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different every year.
Well, we start off in a bad way because my wife is a waitress, so she doesn't pay taxes all year round. So we start out in the hole, and then it just goes down from there. Another thing, let's say you are a criminal and you robbed a bank, right?
Right off your bank robbery.
Well, you have to pay taxes on that. Let's say you get caught and they say you stole $100,000. They get a bill in the mail for the taxes for the $100,000 that they got.
They earned.
But they can write off their lawyer fees for their court case.
Oh my God.
Because it all had to do with the same thing.
Well, still, I would think the tax bill for $100,000
Be $100,000.
probably outweighs.
Well, depends how well you know the lawyer.
Yeah.
And how long of a trial it was. You might get the whole thing tax free. Write the whole damn thing off. Get the most expensive lawyer you can find. And then if he's that good, he'll get you off.
Yeah.
Scot free. You don't owe any money.
Get your pool.
The government will write you a check.
Yeah.
I didn't have a bad back till the cops beat me. So I'm writing that off
I
now.
had to rob the bank. I need a pool.
I needed something to write off. I had to put a pool in.
Another thing I found out I'm going to start writing off. Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog.
Get a dog. Because if you have a dog, you can say that the only reason you have the dog is to protect your house.
Right.
Oh, as the kid. Okay.
And then you can then write off a portion of the dog's health bills, the food bills,
Wow.
everything. Tax deductible.
Is that for each dog or just dog?
Good question. I don't know.
That is a good question.
Because I can say, because I have a big dog and a little dog, I can say the little dog is the alarm
Yeah.
and the big dog is the enforcer.
Whereas, with an alarm, you're just writing off the alarm and that's it.
Right.
That's insane.
I got a whole team protecting my house,
Yeah. The back.
That's funny as heck.
Yeah, man. So I got a bunch of stuff. I think I will do an amendment.
Yeah.
I got 3 dogs and it ain't cheap. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you're buying separate things because they all have different.
They have different diets.
Dietary
one
needs,
gets soft
right?
food, one gets hard food.
You should get a percentage of your time that you invest into playing with that dog back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to keep the dog healthy.
You gotta keep
Right.
it happy.
Right. And wait, what else could you write off for the dog?
Oh, man.
There's got to be a ton of things.
Well, your time and effort walking it, and
Then I can probably write off the shampoo rental,
right?
cleaning the piss off of everything.
That's right.
You know,
You gotta take what
So-
you can get,
everything.
which is everything.
And if the dog doesn't piss on the couch, if I can write it off, I'm pissing on the couch.
Yeah.
I'll make a stain. I'll tell you that much. Pissing on the pillows, I'm pissing on the kid. I'll piss on everything. Just so I can have that shampoo a little longer.
Yeah, what was that joke from Desperado?
Didn't
Where they pissing on the bartender or whatever. He makes the bet that he bets his friends that not only can he piss on the bartender, piss on the bar and everything else, not only will the bartender not be mad about it, he'll be happy. So he bets the bartender like $500 that he can piss into this glass, but he bets his friends $1,000. So the bartender's happy, he made $500, but so did the guy.
See that? It pays to piss on people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
We learned a big action today. Well, it's very rainy, but not bad, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, yeah,
not
you're-
wet. It was a nice brisk walk.
Yeah,
so
and before it gets down to 20 tonight, did you see that? 20
it'll
and
snow.
sleeting.
It's gonna get cold, some
It's
sleet, some
exciting.
snow.
I said to my wife earlier today, she's like, it's, getting down to 20 degrees. I said, cool. She thought I was nuts.
Get one more snow in before
One
the
more
end of the
snow.
year.
Let's
Hey,
do
if it
Yeah.
slows the grass from growing,
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy.
Hey.
I'm not shoveling shit. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much.
you're right. It'll probably just melt away. Maybe it'll snow on Easter. That'd be great.
Yeah, snowy Easter.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys have a good commute today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
All right.
And we'll see you again.
I'll be here again soon.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
you found the booth, so you're good.
I did. It's a very nice booth. You should get some footage of the booth.
It fits three
Yeah.
comfortably, so yeah.
All right, man.
It was warm and cozy. All right. It's good to see you.
Take
See you
care.
both again.
Yeah, man. We'll see you.
Later.
John Cattermole, everybody.
John Cattermole. Some deals, just in case you need a little money because you owed for taxes today.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Arby's,
Yeah.
and this is the 4th year they've done it on tax day. Free fries.
Free fries.
Come on in, giving you some free fries.
Mm-hmm.
Office Depot will shred 5 pounds of paper for you for free. I guess you got a lot of extra stuff, or you're getting rid of taxes from 7 years ago because you don't need them anymore.
Right, yeah. Last year's, this year's.
Come on in, we'll shred some stuff for you.
Anything else like that?
McDonald's
Yeah.
is giving away free coffee just for breakfast.
Hey, we were talking this morning, like it's Wawa's tomorrow.
Wawa's doing it tomorrow.
That obviously, I don't know if that has anything to do with tax day.
I just want to compete.
Yeah.
This is my favorite, and I wish I had known they might do this next year. The Hard Rock Cafe from 5 to 7 at night, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They will give you a free burger, a free salad, or a free sandwich to anyone who gets up and sings to the entire restaurant.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's worth a free
Yeah,
burger. I'll sing
hell
the
yeah.
shit out of something. And I can't sing, but hey,
Right.
I'll do it.
Can't hold a note, can't carry a tune.
But here I go. I'll even let the people pick what I sing.
Yeah.
You know? I'll rock out some Katy Perry.
Sing for your lunch. Well, something to do with your tax return. This was on mine. The Google Glass they made available for everybody for one day only for today. So $1,500 you can buy a Google Glass in limited quantities just for today.
They weren't available
It's
already?
not available. It's some kind of special program they got running.
Oh, because before it was just people who would volunteer to beta test them.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's still kind of that. But they're just expanding that
Okay.
to, whoever wants to get it for today. So it's like open to the public.
Oh, we should.
So,
But you still got to pay for it.
Yeah, you still got to pay the $1,500, but you could enter their beta test for the low price.
$1,500. Wow.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting because we were talking about that a few weeks back. That I think you were saying like you thought it was widely available.
Yeah,
and stuff, but
yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's just that limited thing. It's the Discovery program or something.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, if
And
who's
even
gonna...
then limited. I saw a thing today where there's about to be a Google Glass war going on between these companies.
Oh, yeah.
That all these
they're
other
all
companies are
designing
going to
their
start
own?
making their own, designing them.
Well, they might as well, because that design isn't the greatest.
No, that design's horrible.
Yeah,
That one was actually nice. It was a regular pair of glasses,
Yeah.
and it just hooked onto like the top little section here.
Yeah, there you go, right there.
It didn't look silly at all.
That's what you need, something that's not obtrusive or, you know, anything like that. You can just...
And one of these sunglass companies, Ray-Ban or something like that, is trying to make a sunglass version of it.
Right.
So I'll still never pay $1,500 for it.
No, either way.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't need it. I don't think it's anything that I need at all. So if it was $100, I'd consider it.
But you know what would have been funny is if we had those for the yoga thing.
Yeah, it would have been funny.
That would have been pretty funny.
If we had those for yoga, there would have been some shots taken.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would...
I'd have been blinking the whole time.
It'd be interesting as like a filming device, but I mean, you can do the same thing with the thing we have. You know, just it's
Just
more
how small
bulky.
do you want it?
Yeah, exactly. If you don't want it to be a distraction, I guess you get something small like that. But I don't know.
Well, another thing you can get is Google just, well, you can't get it yet, but Google just filed a patent this week to put cameras on your eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
They're like contact lenses. They have cameras built into them.
Yeah.
And you can, again, it's controlled by blinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything goes to either your phone or your PC.
Yeah.
The other thing they want to do with it, though, they said it would actually be beneficial, is blind people could wear them. And let's say they're crossing a street, it can be set so that it'll detect cars coming.
Okay.
And it'll send a signal to their phone.
Yeah.
So if they hear their phone make this signal, they know, oh, don't cross the street. You know? And they said even for people...
Well, why don't they have that now? Like, why don't they have an app like crosswalks, and the crosswalk sends out a Wi-Fi signal to their phone?
That's a great idea. Saving lives.
One day at a time. You know, just a little thing that says, you know, walk, don't walk at the corner.
You know, and it doesn't even have to go off. You can have the app on your phone when you know you're at a crosswalk. Pull the, I don't know how they pull the app up, but
yeah, but if it was just running,
right? Yeah.
You know, if it just did a little thing, you know, you're at a corner.
Well, they have. Have you ever heard the crosswalk by the Ford dealership on 13? It has a beep.
I guess not. No.
It beeps for the longest time. Every time at this intersection, I would hear beep beep.
What the hell?
Beep beep. No, what is this beeping?
Yeah.
And that's what that is. It's the crosswalk.
Yeah, I mean that's the same.
And if it's
thing,
beeping, you know, and it's just constantly beeping.
Yeah.
Constantly, and I guess if your side's beeping, it means either walk or don't walk. I don't know which one it means.
Right. I would imagine don't walk, but
yeah. But so I guess they essentially just don't have it at every crosswalk. This is the only crosswalk I've ever heard it at.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, and I guess I could do double duty too. I mean, if it was like a Wi-Fi extender, also, it would extend Wi-Fi around the city.
Yeah, why not?
You know, putting it in those locations that are at every block. You know.
Well, let's check out this day in history.
Yeah.
April 15th, 1947. Jackie Robinson, 28 at the time, was the first African-American player.
Yeah.
Ebbets Field in Brooklyn.
Took the field to that.
Nice. I guess this is when they started the season.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Or I mean, did he start at the beginning of the season? I don't know.
That I don't know. Yeah.
Yep, that I don't know either.
They might have wanted to wait till they had their first home series, you know, so people would cheer for them.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if they said in that movie or whatever, because I just watched that 42 like a couple months ago. That's a really good movie, though.
I've heard a lot of good things. I might check it out.
I liked it. It was on HBO, so I was like, you know, check it out. Yeah, it was good.
I'll check that one out tonight. Because that's nothing my wife would want to watch, so.
Yeah,
she won't be home, so I can watch it.
Oh, okay, you're all set then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's got story to it. It's not like, you know.
Yeah, but it's
just a baseball.
Oh, but nah.
Really?
Nah. See, there's that movie coming out, Draft Day. Just came out this weekend.
Oh, with isn't like Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner, yeah, there's 3 other people in it. She was like, another sports movie? I was like, what do you mean? She's haven't they already done enough sports movies? I said, well, haven't they done enough sci-fi movies and comedies, whatever?
Any other genre?
Enough Hobbit movies? You know, you're okay with that. Smooth. But I was like, this is just a different take on it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
And really, I don't know if I've ever seen a movie based on the draft. It's a whole other aspect that I'm not used to seeing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't, you know, sports is not really my thing, but like, I don't mind sports movies. Like,
yeah, they're great.
It's a, you know, if it tells a story, I'm fine.
Dude, one of the best movies of all time, Rocky.
Yeah,
it's a sports movie.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it could be in that category easy.
Raging Bull.
I like 8 Men Out.
8 Men Out. Yeah.
That's a great movie, and that's mainly the gambling behind, you know, the game.
Yeah. So many of them have won Oscars.
Yeah.
League of Their Own.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. It's funny.
Sports movie, true story.
Yeah.
You know? That's the thing, they're not always true stories, but when they're true and that entertaining, to me, it's just all the better.
Right.
You know?
Even if it's just based on a true story, you know, it doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's hard to tell a story with exact history, you know?
Now, history isn't exact, so
yeah,
you'll never be true to the story.
Right. It's all a story, I guess.
So what else we got here? April 15th, 1783. Congress ratifies peace with Great Britain.
Yep.
I guess they wanted to get it in before Easter.
I guess so. And the 2 follow-ups from yesterday, we were talking about Lincoln shot yesterday, and the Titanic hitting the iceberg yesterday, but
they didn't die.
Both he died and the Titanic sank today.
Ah, so. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that way though, but yeah, he took a while to die, and
yeah, they moved him to the house like across the street, and he never regained consciousness, but he was, you know.
They sat there. One guy sat there with his finger in his head, trying to stop the bleeding. Mm-hmm. That's commitment to your president, right there.
Yeah. Plug in the dike.
April 15th, 2013, Boston Marathon bombing.
Yeah, that was kind of big. That was coming up a bunch.
Yeah, you got to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's something to think about, recent history.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't forget, you know. They said this year for the marathon, they're kind of doing what the football stadiums took on last year, where you can't have any backpacks. Every bag you have can only be so big, and they have to be clear, so that they can look into your bag the whole time. And if you don't have one at the stadiums, they'll gladly sell you one.
Of course.
Clear purse. Like even women, they can't bring in a big purse.
Wow.
They understand women need to have certain things on them, but
yeah, but it's got to be.
It's got to be a smaller bag.
Oh, to be a clear vendor of products in the Boston area.
Right. They'll make money off of some, but nah, it's good they do that. It's good they do that. And they said that I think within 2 years, every football stadium is going to have metal detectors that you have to walk through to get into the stadium. Yeah, and again, I'm fine with that. It's going to take you longer to get in, but if I can feel safe in the game.
Yeah, you know, if it deters somebody from doing something stupid, that's fine.
But, you know, criminals always find a way around that, too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could as easily...
I want to have a ceramic knife in my pocket.
Yeah.
No, there, just got away from it. Yeah, think about that one, NFL.
Or I mean, even the guns, like, what was that? Wasn't that another Kevin Costner movie? Where he was like the president? Remember, it was like...
or something.
Well, it was John Malkovich was like the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
And he had the ceramic gun. That was the big thing.
Yep.
And he was like the like presidential bodyguard or Secret Service, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And that was a while ago. I mean, that whole thing. That movie.
U.S. Airways. This guy sent a tweet out complaining about the delays that U.S. Airways has on their flights.
Okay.
So U.S. Airways decided to reply to him, tweet back to him. So they sent him back a picture of a naked woman lying on a bed with an airplane between her legs. And he was like, okay, sorry about that. And then that got retweeted, like 13,000 times before it got caught by them. And what they're saying is that is a picture someone else sent to them, and it accidentally got attached to their reply to him.
Right.
I don't know if I so much believe that.
Yeah.
It's just the person controlling U.S. Air's Twitter account said, you cocksucker, here you go.
Here's something.
Take this.
Here's some PR.
This is why you're delayed. They did apologize. They took down the tweet. Then they looked onto this guy's Twitter page at L Rafter. He's just a big complainer anyway.
Oh, okay.
His whole thing is complaints about how UPS won't knock on your door all the time when they drop a package off to you.
Oh.
Red Robin doesn't always offer you honey mustard when you go there.
He's got a rough life.
This guy, he's got a total.
That's terrible.
Thank God for Twitter, because how else would he let the world know he wasn't happy?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to express it.
He was also complaining recently about the Portland police crosswalk safety. So,
What?
I don't know exactly what his complaint was, but that's just how much this guy complains,
Yeah.
So then it was kind of like, we're glad you got the tweet. You big complainer.
You big douchebag.
Complaining about everything. What's that going on here? Sports bar in Philly. The Barley, or the Barley, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, in Chinatown. Got a little bit of heat. They put a sign out front advertising the kinds of beer they had. And the sign said, "I like my beer like I like my violence. Domestic." Okay. It only took about 2 hours for them to get a number of people coming and complaining about it. And so they went out and took it down. Fired the guy who created the sign.
Yeah, look at all that.
Here. Oh man, something's going on in the mall.
Christiana Mall, man. Kind of.
Bunch of ambulances. Looks like, what else they got there?
It's a fire truck.
Fire truck?
Oh, yeah. Something's on fire in the food court.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe got someone got tired of waiting too long.
Yeah.
Got their ceramic gun.
Decided to burn the place down.
Wow. I'll have to update on that story.
Yeah. So
they took it down. Here, no one working that day apparently had a problem with the sign being out there, but the owner said he was never notified about that, and he made it known he does not stand for domestic violence.
I don't approve of
violence. So they fired the guy that made the sign. But clever sign, just not something you want to do.
In poor taste.
Yeah. It's a joke you might tell amongst friends, but
but not
in Chinatown.
On display.
In Philly.
In a major U.S. city. You see those signs all the time, though. Those people make up those beer signs or whatever. I don't know.
They're always trying to do something.
Yeah, there's always some kind of...
But they made the news. I mean, this place will probably get more business.
They did.
To hire the guy back.
Yep.
I mean, anytime I go to Philly to go to a bar, I'm not going to Chinatown, but I'm going to check out the Barley now.
We hear you make good signs.
So flowing a drop of salt water over, what is that?
Graphene.
Graphene.
Yeah, we talked about that before. That's that real thin layer of graphite that they can make. It's like 1 micron thick.
Oh, okay,
it's like the thinnest conductive material.
Yes.
And they found that, dragging droplets of salt water over top of that surface creates an electrical charge.
Really?
So they're trying to make that, bigger in a different form, Yeah,
you could just kind of have like a constant waterfall of salt water going on it.
They were trying it with different types of like fluids and stuff too. There was something about copper there were like beads of copper rolling down it, and that creating a charge. And so they're talking maybe using that for, you know, getting it big enough where you can use it in, you know, small machines, small devices and stuff, and that will be just an unlimited battery source for things that are small. I mean, it's hard to scale something like that up, but who knows? It's the start of something.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and if you can make that on a grand scale, and we certainly have enough salt water on this planet.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes with that
never-ending stream of electricity.
That other saltwater Navy thing we were talking about earlier, like the fuel.
Oh, yeah, they can make fuel out of. Yeah. So instead of fuel, you're just powering it with energy.
It just is energy. It creates it. You know,
like a nuclear sub, kind of.
Yeah.
Man, and especially a submarine. That's in the salt water. Shit, you can just make the submarine out of the graphene.
Graphene, as it goes.
You just fly. Light speed.
Just electrocute all the fish on it.
Good for them. Good for the fish. So, lunchtime game.
Yeah, this is what we played today.
Tocado.
Yeah.
Designer of 7 Wonders.
Yeah, remember that game? We played that one time. It's where you build the different wonders of the world. Didn't go over too well when we played it.
I don't remember that one.
But yeah, like everybody was down and we were sitting there and we were playing it. And
you built the 7 Wonders of the world?
Yeah, and it was like a card game. Like each round you get a set of cards and you got to pick one and pass it around, and it keeps going around until that round is over. You build up like armies, and you build up like science. Some of the cards were science cards, others were like, you know, statues and other things.
I don't remember that one at all.
Really? Okay. Well, same guy that designed that one.
Well.
It did not go over well. But we'll have to bring it back then to the table, because that one's pretty good. It's just it's a different like end game goal and that kind of thing. That one is more about like scoring, you know, victory points over, you know, how some other games have a different end to them. You know, there's a definitive end, and you know that one's about accruing points. But this one was pretty cool. It's like the you play as travelers going along the East Sea Road in Japan, in, well, medieval Japan, or more ancient Japan than it is now. And as you go along the way, you stop at all these different places, you know, like temples and towns, and you like buy trinkets and stuff along your way, and you visit like these, you know, vistas, and it's like whoever has the most rewarding experience by the end of the thing is the winner, and it's done by points too. But it's pretty cool.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a nice laid back game. You know, it was pretty cool. Played in like a short amount of time, and we're done. Yeah,
it's similar to 7 Wonders. I'm surprised I don't remember 7 Wonders.
You know, but yeah, that one was pretty cool. That was a lot of fun.
We haven't had a game night in a while. We have to do a game night.
Yeah, we're gonna get back into that one. Do a commute game night. Piece that together and decide whether or not how well it goes over. You know, at the end of the day, we'll bring 7 Wonders back and put it under the magnifying glass again.
Maybe it was I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Frank was the one. He didn't really like it too much. So
okay. Look, another cop up here.
Yeah.
There's got to be something holding this traffic up.
There is. On 13, it's like shut down right past Harris Corner. So all these people are going to be wanting to get on.
We should have brought more topics.
We're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, so... Yeah, that was the first one. Then we had enough time left, and we played Love Letter.
That's a good game.
That game is fantastic,
I like that game.
You know, up to 4 people.
Yep.
And, you know, each card has its own power, and you're kind of playing off of each other.
No, that's a really good game.
Yeah, it's
that's another one. It's short and sweet.
Yeah, that's what I like, man.
Play it a number of times if you want, or just once and move on to another game.
Right. I don't know, man. Just for years and years, I was almost the only board games I played were like, you know, big, long, like 2-hour, 1-hour long games or more, and that's all
why I didn't get into them originally, because that was all the games I had played.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, when do you really have time to commit 2 hours to a game?
Right. You know? So, like, we kind of switched over after we had our daughter. because, we were playing stuff on Xbox and, things like that before that, but we needed something to do at the dinner table because it takes forever for a freaking kid to eat their goddamn dinner. So we're sitting there for like an hour, like, staring at each other. And finally I got, we played it on Xbox Live, but Carcassonne. That's like a tile laying game. We'll have to bring that over one time. It's fun, it's simple. But that game is fantastic, and that's kind of what got us into it. So, that led me to the BoardGameGeek.com website, and they like review all different kinds of board games and like stuff I would never in a million years have thought of or seen or anything else. And I've been in game stores like a million times, but usually when I go in, the games I look at are like these epically long games like Warhammer stuff, and Battletech was another one I played for like years and years, but it got to the point where like there was nobody to play it with because they took so long to play. So that stuff all went in a box and it's all put away. So it hasn't seen the light of day. But then we started getting into these games and that's what I looked for. I do like searches on Board Game Geek, stuff that takes half an hour, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, stuff to fill those gaps. And that's kind of what got me into the whole thing with like the games I've got now. And I got.
Well, see, thank God for having kids that don't want to eat.
I know it sort of worked out, but we got to bring them back to the table because we got another one.
Yeah, another one is gonna fight you with eating.
But so now we can do 3-player games, and that'll work out. Then when all three of us won't be sitting there staring at each other while.
And then 7 years from now, when you have your next one.
Yeah, I'll be an old man by then. But no, 7 years then we'll be able to play 4-player games as a family, and I'm all set up. I got all these 4-player games. Yep, it's perfect.
You take them out.
Got a whole gaming group already.
Veterinarians are telling people, asking people, please hide your weed, because they say they're getting more and more cases of animals coming in from eating their owner's weed. And people freak out, because it makes the dogs very ill. If it's naturally grown, they can't kill the dog.
Yeah.
It'll give them bad stomach ache, make them act a little funny. But they said for whatever reason, the number's going up, and it's not just where these states where weed is legal. There's one doctor who was involved in the story was Arizona, and she said she sees about 24 cases a month right now.
Holy crap!
And it's not even legal there. She gets, and this is just one vet.
Yeah.
She gets 24 dogs a month coming in from eating their owner's stash.
I would not have thought.
No. I guess it's such a potent smell. They're drawn to it, and no matter how, dogs are like kids. You can hide whatever you want. If they want to get to it, they're going to get to it. They'll break apart and chew apart any goddamn thing they want.
I don't know. I guess I'm deluded, but I didn't. That's a lot of weed to be around from different owners.
Yeah.
Or is it the same? 24 each
24
month.
Dogs for the same people. I knew I meant to hide that.
So, you again, huh?
Oh, you. They did say though that if it's synthetically grown, it can kill your dog. It probably will kill your dog.
Oh.
They said, if you're into the real good government-grown stuff,
I guess that brings up an interesting thing, like what's poison and what's not to dogs. I've always heard like chocolate is like poison to dogs. You know anything about that?
Yeah, chocolate is definitely poisonous to dogs. Will definitely kill them.
Which is weird because overall it's a natural product.
It's naturally grown. It depends. Like if you have a little dog, like my little 7-pound dog, if she were to get into a bag of chocolate chips, it would probably kill her. Just because she's so tiny, the body can't take it. My 65-pound dog could eat a bag of chocolate chips. She might throw up.
Right.
However, it is cumulative. If she gets into a bag of chocolate chips again next month, she's going to be in a lot of pain. And it just gets worse every time until it will kill them eventually.
It'd be interesting to look up because I don't know exactly what in it is.
Yeah, I don't know what in. I guess it's got to just be cocoa, right? Because that's in all chocolate.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they get into like a 70% chocolate bar,
Probably fucks them.
right?
If it is the cocoa.
Yeah, is that worse than chocolate chips? Or,
And will white chocolate
semi-sweet
not
or
kill them?
Right.
You know? Yeah, it definitely is.
well,
something
white
to worry
chocolate. Yeah, I mean, would that be since the lack of cocoa?
about. Right. Or is there something else in there
Right.
that they're putting
In the process, yeah.
You know, does it have to be all natural or not all natural? Is there something else they put in the chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Turkey is poisonous to dogs.
Oh yeah.
The tryptophan that would
okay.
make you and me sleepy.
Yeah.
That's poison to dogs.
Huh.
They said you
Interesting.
really don't want to do that.
Yeah, go around. It's only lane only ends, right?
Yeah, no, it's just you can crash into someone.
Big face.
Yet he's got a huge sign on the back of his window that says "Share the outdoors."
Yeah. Him or me? I just shared it with him.
He wants you to share with him, or maybe what his point is: this is all mine.
Uh-huh.
Everything that's left over, I'll let you have.
Or no, everything is his, and we're merely borrowing it from
We're
him.
borrowing it.
Right.
We're gonna get a tax bill in the mail from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were in the left lane. I was trying to get around you. I'm Bill Smith, owner of the on-ramps Route 1.
Owner of the world. Huh. So
What else?
Turkey, and
Turkey
chocolate.
raisins.
Raisins?
Poisonous to dogs.
What? See, what is that?
That I don't know, and essentially so are grapes, because grapes are raisins.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a new one I recently heard. Is that
Really?
grapes and raisins you do not want to give a dog.
Wasn't there something like maybe the seeds or something? Because isn't there something in... No, that was... I'm thinking of G.I. Joe, all right? There was an episode of G.I. Joe where there was a big friggin' blob thing. And there was something where apple seeds are poisonous, right? So they had to lure the big blob thing over this apple orchard, and it like freaked out and died. I don't...
Maybe it was a dog blob.
I don't know.
Hey, maybe there's some science behind that. Maybe
There's something
maybe
to it.
Mattel did their research.
Yeah, so if anybody knows about, apple seeds and
Yeah.
or that episode of G.I. Joe, because I distinctly remember
Let
it
us
happening. I have a, almost an ironclad memory about cartoons when I was...
One time, I thought I was gonna die because peach pits are poisonous.
Okay.
There's like cyanide
Yeah.
in peach pits. And maybe when I get down to the end of the peach and it's just pretty much the pit, I like to put it in my mouth, just kind of like gnaw off the last of the peach flesh.
stuff.
And I was doing that one day, and the damn thing like broke in half, like the seed split right down the middle in half.
Right.
Man, I spit the thing. I thought I was dead. I think I was like 8 years old, and I had just found out that they can be poisonous. And that thing split in my mouth, man.
Like chewing a cyanide tooth or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I remember it was at my grandparents' trailer at the beach. And I ran to my grandma, I'm gonna die, baby. Don't get me, it's in half, it's open. She's like, you're not gonna die. Call my mom. She just told me they were poisonous, and I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I just wanted a peach. It was delicious. It was so good.
Or like the radioactive potassium in bananas, like we were talking about.
Yeah. Fruit will fuck you up, man.
It's apparently really bad. Don't eat fruit.
Don't eat fruit.
It's bad for you.
And we'll get back to you on vegetables.
Find something
Be
bad about
careful.
them too.
As long as you're not a dog, just eat chocolate. Chocolate covered turkey. NASA is going to send germs into space.
Okay.
Oh wait, real fast, we're on the vet thing.
Oh yeah.
The vet did say, however, that weed in small amounts can be beneficial to dogs. The same vet who was saying hide your weed, she makes magic cheese for her dog, and she mixes cheese and weed. And she said the dog's old and he's just got like joint pain and just like old dog issues, And she said she gives him the magic cheese. He's like a young pup again. Helps him going. Just don't let your dog get the whole bag.
Yeah. Or I don't know. Have a couple different vets in the article besides just the weed vet. See if those numbers hold up. Just test the scientific method. That's all I'm saying. Just It's all those things. It seems like they go to the weed vet or the weed doctor or the weed, I see all these cases. But, on the side, I make this special weed tonic.
Tell you what, it makes me want to try weed cheese now. I never thought of that.
She is the source in the area.
I'm going to have to go to Arizona and try some magic cheese.
She needs to stop selling to the people and just sell the cheese, and that's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
That's because that's the right amount. She's selling too much to these people. They're leaving it out.
I took the dog to the vet, and she sent me home with weed. I don't know what to do with it.
Went to the vet again, and the damn dog ate all the weed off the vet's counter again.
Maybe what she does is she takes the weed out of the dogs that come in,
right?
Mixes it with cheese,
processes it up,
because you don't want to eat it now. It's been in the dog's stomach,
right?
But the dogs can eat it because they love eating each other's shit and vomit, whatever else comes out of their bodies.
It's like made for me. That's how she makes the cheese.
You just let the vomit thicken, shake it in a glass or something.
Get some fresh dog milk. They're good to go.
Curd of dog teeth. But so NASA is sending germs into space.
Okay.
They want to see how germs react in space due to the 1-year mission we were talking about. They're sending people up to the space station for a year as opposed to 6 months.
Okay.
And they just kind of want to have a better grasp on the longer they're up there, there's going to be more germs, and how do germs react in space. And they took germs from a lot of cool places. They had this project going on where they would ask people to get germs from a very public place and sent it to them. They got germs from the Liberty Bell, the 50-yard line at San Francisco Stadium, Al Roker's weather wall. So just places from all over the country. 67-million-year-old dinosaur bone that is in some kind of Chicago museum right now.
Oh, people touching that.
And they want to see what the lack of gravity does to these germs. But they also want to show that germs are good, that we need germs. They're thinking that by putting germs in the space station, it'll be healthier for the astronauts to...
Just step back for a second What the fuck is Al Roker's weather wall?
I don't know. I guess does he still do the weather?
Well, yeah, he's like on the Weather Channel or something now, but is it something that a lot of people touch, or is he a filthy bastard, or...
you probably have...
What's the deal?
Well, it's an indoor area, and I'm guaranteeing it's a tight area. I bet it's got a lot of germs on it.
I guess.
There's just a lot of people breathing, walking around, brushing up against it.
I haven't ever heard those words in the same sentence. Al Roker, weather wall. Just a weird...
I'd imagine it was just a screen at this point.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What...
Throwing clouds up on there.
Right, so what's he touching exactly? That's weird.
Maybe he's got bad gas.
I don't know. That's what I don't understand. I didn't know if it was the man or the...
I'm guessing a combination of both.
The environment.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
I should talk bad about Al Roker. I don't know Al Roker.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows Al Roker?
No one knows Al Roker doesn't know Al Roker.
All I know is he was real fat and then married to that one chick, and then he went away and then came back real thin and
got all skinny.
Yeah, but he still had the fat head.
Yeah, and like the hanging neck. Like, dude, if you're gonna do it, get the skin tightening thing done.
Flap. Whatever. Al Roker. He's a great guy. We're just fucking ripping into Al Roker.
Al Roker, you dirty son of a bitch.
Like he pissed on my sandwich or something.
You skinny wannabe. Poser. Nah, Al Roker. So anyway, they want to see what the lack of gravity does to the germs.
Yeah.
And they want to compare the germs after they've been in space for a while in a living environment to germs on Earth in living environments, such as a car, a living room, to see if they're still the same.
I'm surprised this hasn't been like a constant experiment.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
I thought they were sending that kind of stuff all the time, like plants, and I would figure germs went up too. I mean,
you would think if plants were.
Yeah.
But they might. I can also see them being so afraid of germs. I mean, germs sounds like this is what they're saying. Germs sounds like such a bad word. Mm-hmm. Like, you got germs.
Yeah, but
you need germs. Germs.
It's everywhere.
Keep you going. So I guess, but being that it was space, I bet they wanted to keep everything super clean.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like spotless, germ-free.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want people getting sick. They're never there for a long time. So why not?
Yeah, but like even in those like the testing bays for like the plants and stuff, I don't think they have direct access to those plants. Like it's a separate module, like entirely in the ship. So like, you know, if they were doing experiments and stuff with germs, I would think it's its own, you know, thing they just.
And they have like those arm things.
Yeah, right. The bubble boy arm things. Yeah.
But so
it's interesting. I wonder what kind of results will get.
And they're sending them up next year for their year journey. So I guess they're going to send them up, let them sit for a year, do some testing before they go up.
May as well. I mean, the way that just people react due to the lack of gravity, just what does that do on like a microscopic scale?
Because it weakens the human body.
Right. Does that weaken any kind of bonds with them? I mean. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see the results of that.
Yeah. So tune in next year.
Yeah. Keep you posted.
See if we can cover the story again.
Yeah, that was one thing I was thinking, like the history of the day things. Like, gonna try to remember those so I don't recycle them. Yeah, Titanic sunk again for doing this in a year. Yeah. I mean, when we're doing this.
Yeah, come on, man. Going places.
Yeah, man. Destination 2.
Yes, we are
starting to get lined up.
In talks with the Painted Stave, which is a distillery in Delaware.
Yeah, it just opened up not too long ago.
So working on, we just have to get a date going.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Take a tour of that place, sample some wares.
Go down and talk to those guys. That'd be awesome. I've never seen like the real like inner workings in like a distillery or brewery or anything.
Me either.
I mean, the only one I ever went in was the Glen Grant distillery in Scotland when we took our trip there, and it was okay, but it was the tourist tour. It wasn't. You didn't really get to see anything, and they just gave you the sample at the end.
And this is a smaller place, so I imagine it's going to be more personal, more up close.
And it's in walking distance, so it's like we could, you
could walk there,
stumble, or at least to the bar, afterwards. So.
Get all tallied up and then drive home and finish the commute.
So yes, my dream has come true. The next destination episode is a drinking episode.
Yes. And we'll have many more of those to come.
Yeah, I hope so.
And if anyone can think of any destination episodes they want us to do,
float us an email or something.
Send us a note, man. We'll try to get on it.
Or any local business, man. That would be, if you know somebody that owns a business or something, send it to us, man. That's kind of what I want to stick to.
For
is like, I'd like to, meet the people around us, that own these things. Like, you drive by these places all the time, and I like to see what's going on, like
what's
in the back. Like, even if I haven't been in there before, it's kind of.
You see the video, you find out what it's about. Right. You also feel like you might know the people that worked already because you've seen them.
Yeah, or maybe you're more apt to go in there if you, see the person talking like a real human.
Right. Get to see their stuff, up close.
And stop buying crap off the internet. You can go.
We're bringing
right
business
down the road.
back.
Yeah, to Delaware. One distillery at a time.
So there's a Mr. Pooh mascot.
Mr. Pooh.
In India, they just created. And this is something you're going to have to go on YouTube and check out. They created Mr. Pooh to help clean up public defecation in India. It's a big deal over there, and it's getting out of hand. So they created Pooh Party. That's their music video, Pooh Party, where Mr. Pooh dances around with all the other Poohs in India, and it's a cartoon, and they show you how just poo is everywhere, and it's a problem. They have let's see, 620 million people in India do not use toilets. 28 million school kids do not have toilets in their school.
In their school? They
have to go outside.
Just and
let everything out.
On the playground.
Playground, sidewalk. It is
really.
You can. It's in offices as well. They said you can step out of an office building, step in shit. Yeah, and someone just didn't want to use the stairs right out the window. But yeah, I mean, they said it's just such a problem. There's just human feces everywhere.
Wow.
So they kind of get, I guess they want to start with the kids, you know, start there and work your way up, or as they get older, make it something they don't do.
And I mean, as a whole, India, I mean, that's a fairly, you know, it's very highly populated, but I mean, it's not exactly, you know, third world. It's not, you know.
I kind of think, isn't it kind of like divided where some areas are pretty decent and then the bad areas are just
maybe
bad
that, and maybe that's it. Maybe the larger cities have facilities, but the, you know, outlying regions maybe are more lacking in indoor plumbing and that kind of thing.
I mean, I saw something on that show Vice on HBO.
Okay.
And they go in the alleyways, and there's just the gutters, like the corners of the streets just flow with urine and shit. Just because you have 620 million people.
Yeah. You don't even have to picture like medieval London. I mean, that's almost exactly probably what it looked like.
Exactly, and it was just disgusting. And a lot of these people, they live in alleyways. That's where they live, and they have a section. They go over to the grate for the sewer, and that's where they go to the bathroom.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, it's so. The world is so huge, man. You just don't even. You take everything you do for granted. I
mean, the poorest of people in this country pretty much at least have access to a bathroom.
Right.
You know. Not to say they have their own, but there's always somewhere you can go to take a shit. But they said infections, diseases, epidemics are just getting out of hand. Playgrounds, it's all over their playgrounds, all over their offices. And their whole thing is, if you're silent about it and you don't do anything about it, you're just as bad. You're contributing to the problem. So they started a Mr. Pooh music video.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty funny though.
Oh yeah?
Pretty funny. Just the words they use. Mr. Pooh himself is great.
Well, you have to link it up because
they show a bunch of. Yeah, I'll definitely put it on our page. A bunch of different Mr. Poohs, just doing stuff, just sitting there reading in the park in the grass. You know, it starts out a little trippy, and then it just goes into, and then he's like standing there like this shit, that shit, every shit. Like it's just, it's fantastic. I was loving it, man. I was glued. I was like, let me see what this video is about. But it's like 4 minutes long. So I said, I'm probably not gonna make it the whole thing. I watched every second of Pooh Party.
Relished it.
I was jealous I didn't come up with Pooh Party.
Yeah, I mean, the worst we got to deal with here is like the habaneros and the razor blades in the kids, you know, playgrounds. Yeah. There you got like dysentery.
65 million kilos of shit a day get put onto their ground.
Holy.
65 million kilos of shit. Yeah, who knew it was that bad? I mean, I knew it was an epidemic. Again, I thought it was just in your poorest of areas, but they're saying you can walk out of an office building and step in shit.
That's,
you know?
I don't know. This
video, this guy walking down the sidewalk, and he steps in a pile of shit, and it breaks it up into 2 piles of shit, and then he's like trying to shake it off his shoe, and they're all just hanging on his shoe. Yeah, good stuff.
Oh man.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, that was horrific. What else you got?
Google Chrome.
Google Chrome. Okay.
They have an extension you can purchase from them, which they call the silencer. And what it does, you can set it up to block keywords so that you don't get any spoilers on anything on Facebook or Twitter. So let's say you watch Game of Thrones Sunday. Yeah. This Sunday you forgot to watch it. Monday everyone's going to be posting shit because they all got to be spoilers. Yeah. You put in keywords, Game of Thrones, maybe their names, whatever you want to put on. And anything that has that in there, it will block it for you. You can also get packages from them. So you can get a Game of Thrones package. Yeah. And they cover everything. You know, you don't have to worry about missing something. Every keyword, every name. You just link it up to your stuff, and you'll never get any. They call them mute packs. Man, we went from like third world problems to first world problems. Like, you know, I don't even need to hear about your Facebook shit. And spoiler alerts. Yeah. You know, these people are just wishing they don't step in shit one day.
Yeah.
Our biggest problem is, oh my God, I found out what happened on Game of Thrones. My life is ruined.
It's not, oh no, I have dysentery. It's, oh no.
There's shit in the streets and stepping on it. We're watching Game of Thrones from the toilet.
Right.
You know, on our phone or tablet or, you know, whatever your viewing choice is that day while you're on the throne.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
But yeah, they said that's the only two sites they have it for now is Facebook and Twitter. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get it on Tumblr and whatever other site there is.
Yeah.
But right now it's just for those, so deal with that. And German Shepherd in New Jersey, who lives in Cumberland County, New Jersey. Her name is Ivy.
Okay.
The owner wanted to play a play on words and just name her. He spells her name capital I, capital V. Okay. Not like IVY. It was this thing.
That's fine.
So the guy comes home the other day, and Ivy had gotten summoned to jury duty for Cumberland County in New Jersey.
What?
And he called them up, and he's thinking, why do they even have my dog in the system? Yeah. Let alone, so he calls them up, and they can't figure it out. And it says I-V, capital I, capital V. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I'm not bringing my dog to jury duty. You know, however this happened, you know, we're not going. Here, what they're saying happened was they don't monitor their system very well.
Apparently not.
In New Jersey. And his last name is Greiner. Should forget his first name. I'll just call him Mike for the hell of it. Yeah. He is Mike Greiner the Fourth.
Okay.
IV. Yeah. In Roman numerals. The system took the Fourth as his last name. They sent it out last name first. Mm-hmm. You know, but it still had this guy's last name. It had his last name as his first name. Mm-hmm. So the mail went out to IV Greiner.
Right, the dog's name.
And the dog. So it wasn't actually the dog they were looking for, but they still should have called that in their system.
Yeah, exactly. There should be a separate.
And they said they're going to tweak their system to make it a little better for future, you know.
So was that
jury selections?
Did he? I wonder if he actually knew that and just.
I know, because if that's your dog's name, I mean, you wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I don't know, but jury.
Especially because the way he spelled it. But I mean, yeah.
So was that his excuse for getting out of it, or was like? Did they get him back in there?
No, they said they had to call someone else. I mean, I'm sure his name got thrown back into the pot. However, they do it there.
Yeah, it should have got thrown back in twice. I don't know. I'm just bitter because I had to sit there for like a week. Oh. You know.
Not me, man.
Not you?
I got called in once, and I was home by 10:30 that morning. I didn't even have to go into a room.
From where? When? How long?
What's that?
Was that down here?
No, not down. I know down here.
Yeah, where do you get called down here? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You get called down here.
I'm okay with that. Done. This is how I look at jury duty. I actually wanted to serve on a jury because
I did too.
It's supposed to be a group of your peers. Yeah. These people are deciding your fate. Mm-hmm. Whether I did something right or wrong, I'm hoping that they are intelligent people. Yeah. And I'm hoping that there's people on this panel that have brains in their heads because, again, my future's in your hands. Right. So I don't want to return the favor. Yeah. You know, I feel like I got a pretty decent, you know, brain in my head. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I want to do it. I'll try to be. You can make an informed decision. Yeah. You know. So I definitely see it as something I don't mind doing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be fun. You know.
No. I was definitely not deluded by it being fun, but I also didn't like sitting there for a week and not getting called in at all, and then just sent home after all that time. It was like
so
I went in there every day. Then. Yeah, I did. Like that was the thing. It was all for naught.
Is it just 1 week? I thought it was 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, it was. It was 2 whole weeks of service, but it ended up, you know how they do like, the court was closed like one of the days. It was closed like a Thursday. So total time was 1 week. Okay. 1 work week, but but it was like the term was for 2 weeks. Wow. But like that following like Tuesday, we all went into the courtroom and. Before like jury selection even began, they You know, and actually one day they did select from people, but like I got continued over the next day, and the people that were left, we all went into this courtroom. They were going to pick the thing. They sat there like, you know, for 5 minutes. The lawyers all went out in the hallway. They all came back in, and that was it. They just dismissed us all. That was it. So whatever it was, either got postponed or whatever else. So
they knew they had nothing else the rest of the week.
Yeah. So that was it. But that's kind of how my other experience was.
I would want a cool case, you know. I want something.
The one was, it was pretty big. It was like I forget what it was. It was either a tax thing or, you know, some kind of crime. I don't remember what the one that people were getting selected from was.
You gotta be careful though. I mean, you wish for something cool or interesting, but Frank had gotten called into a case one time, and it was a rape case.
Yeah.
And he said, you're just sitting there, you know, these people are talking about
you gotta listen to all
what happened, and
details.
and he said
that's the other thing.
It's not stuff you want sitting in your head while you're trying to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was some pretty nasty stuff.
But, you know, in that same thing, it's like, you do have a head on your shoulders for that kind of thing.
Right.
You're an adult.
You could have helped either the person or you know, the defendant even. Maybe they didn't do it, you know?
Exactly. You couldn't help then, but now you can.
You know, and you're good enough not to be biased to a certain situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, oh, this poor girl, that guy's disgusting. He's definitely guilty. I want to hear it all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna process. I'm gonna sit. I want to deliberate about it.
There could have been
have discussion with other intelligent people about it.
Right. Now, as for what you hope and what actually goes on, who knows how far apart those two are.
Yeah, I mean,
because
you imagine being on trial, looking over and just saying idiocracy, you know, sitting in the box, deciding your fate.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Could happen.
So there is a town, Matajudios. It's a Spanish town, population 60. Well, it turns out, I guess, I don't know if tourists came through or why this is just becoming a thing, but Matajudios is Spanish for Jew killer.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that translation would have been.
And some people are saying we got to change the name of this town. You know, this isn't a good thing. I printed this up because there was a lot to it, too much to write down. They're asking them to change it to Mota Judios or Mota de Judios, which translates to Castrillo Jews Hill, because they say that was the original name of the town. And it referred to the area because it was the first Jewish community to ever be in that area.
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Right, exactly.
How the hell did it get changed?
I don't know how it got changed. They're going to have a meeting on the 19th to talk about theories behind the town's current name. They don't even really know for sure if that's
It's just been called that for so long.
And I mean, they got signs even.
Oh, God,
you know?
That's ridiculous.
So it has to be, you know, it had to be a mistranslation somewhere a long time ago. And they said that the majority decision will be respected no matter what the vote is, even if it's by one. That's what they're going to go with. They're not going to sit there and make too big of a deal of it.
I'm surprised it's going on that long.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean,
one of these things.
The town of Jew killer is now just becoming a problem.
And it's got to have like a Jewish population. I mean, if the area is known for the first Jewish settlers in that area, there's got to be people with some relation stretching back to that point.
Well, it says that the phrase matar Judeos, or to kill Jews, is used in part of Spain, particularly in the north, to describe the traditional Easter time drinking of lemonade spiked with alcohol. Doesn't say why they do that, but they were told that it comes from that the phrase comes from medieval times, when converted Jews would sometimes be publicly executed in show trials around Easter. The practice was related to the charge of Christian Bishop Melito of Sardi, which contended that the Jewish people as a whole are responsible for the death of Jesus Christ.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
So they have it as Jews settled there, and they got the name of pretty much Jew Hill,
Right.
or they blame them for killing Christ. So since the Jews live there, we call it Jew Killer. That's the town of Jew Killer. So there's a number of reasons, you know.
Okay. No, I see what they're going for, or what the Christian intention behind that was, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but either way,
Yeah, it's
time to change the name.
Yeah, it's either way in very poor taste.
We don't need to keep it that. But they're going to let the 60 people in the town vote on it. The well-known law, I can't pronounce some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
town charter gave equal rights to Jews and Christians in the year 974. And that's when they went and many fled to the nearby hills to get away from the Christians. You know, they had equal rights, but they still wanted their own little communities.
Yeah. You don't want to be around a population that could at any time kill you near Easter.
And then in 1109, another massacre took place in Castrillo. The Spanish Inquisition began in 1478. The town then changed its name. Okay, so that's when they changed the name to Mater Dios, perhaps to emphasize its Christian character at the time of religious strife.
There's actually an interesting fact about the Spanish Inquisition. How this was on QI, and they were talking about that phrase from Monty Python, how nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Well, it turns out that everybody expected the Spanish Inquisition because they gave prior notice before they came, either to you if they were going to investigate you.
Oh, really?
Or to the town if they were coming to that town to hold a trial. So actually everyone expected the Spanish Inquisition because they told you they were coming.
Wow. I wonder why they would tell you they were coming.
Because they wanted you to get the hell out.
Oh, they just leave.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So it was basically a threat of
Well, that makes sense.
death, you know.
That definitely makes sense. So we'll have to see on the 19th. We'll say the 15th. So Saturday, we'll have a vote.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. See if there's a follow-up story to that.
Yeah.
See what they actually do to it.
But, you know, it was a neat article. Like I said, it was just long. Maybe I'll post that one, too, on our Facebook page for people to see.
Well, and I guess somewhat related to at least that terminology of killing Jews, that moron 72-year-old, that KKK guy, he got sentenced, or, you know, his pre-trial thing happened today. Did you see that, where he went to a bunch of, like, at least 2 different Jewish community centers and shot people?
Yep. No, that bastard. The thing is, he doesn't have long to rot either.
No,
because he's so old.
Of course, you know.
All right, well, that will do it for this episode of The Commute. Please check out our website, tocommute.com, TWO-commute.com. Check out our Facebook page, The Commute. Follow us on YouTube. The Commute Podcast is our channel. Send us an email at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net, or follow us on Twitter at driverpassenger. Thank you.
See ya.